Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Liana Magra, and here are the top headlines of the day in Greece. The Hellenic Air and Rail Safety Investigation Authority released its much-anticipated report on the Tempe train accident earlier today. That is just one day before the two-year commemoration of the rail disaster that claimed 57 lives. The report, which is nearly 180 pages long, was created for the purpose of future accident prevention. Its conclusions, however, are alarming in more ways than one. After a months-long investigation, the experts now say that the immediate cause of the tragic accident was that both trains were traveling in opposite directions on the same descending track between the stations of Larissa and Neipori. However, the experts identify both causal and underlying factors behind the deadly accident. A series of human errors, such as the station master's decision to not use the automated method to set the route for the passenger train to leave Larissa station. The chronic and critical deficiencies of the Greek railway sector, which suffered greatly during the Greek financial crisis and was poorly maintained and significantly understaffed for years leading up to the accident. These are just some of the factors mentioned in the report that have to do with the causes of the crash. Now, during a press conference held today, the experts said that 5 to 7 people died because of the fire that started after the collision. But so far, the investigation has not identified any flammable substance that could have caused the fireball recorded after the train crash. Most significantly, part of the reason why is that the mapping of the accident site was inadequate, as according to the report, the site of the accident was initially not handled as holding any valuable evidence. The investigating experts said that in the first hours after the accident, the focus of the investigation was at Larissa train station, because the main scope of it was to understand the cause of the collision. That meant that the evidence collected by the authorities in those critical hours did not include samples and careful recording of the debris before the heavy machinery lifted and trampled on everything, before gravel was removed and the area was swept clean. The cause of the fireball and the fire was not investigated until the 29th of March. However, the investigators also note that after the search for survivors ended on the night of the 28th of February 2023, preventing media intrusion on the accident site became a major challenge, ultimately also leading to loss of evidence. The report concludes with a series of recommendations that will help improve the railway system in Greece. There is a need to create the sense of urgency required to improve the socio-technical rail system. The experts said that this is true for both the Hellenic Railways Organization and the Regulatory Authority for Railways, as well as for Hellenic Train, the private railway company that operates passenger and freight trains in Greece. As you can imagine, the report has dominated Greek news today. PASOK, the main opposition party, will soon submit a motion of no confidence against the government. Its leader, Nikos Androulakis, told Sky TV after the report was released. He once again accused the government of a cover-up. But government spokesperson Pavlos Marinakis responded that on that fateful night, meaning the night of the accident, fateful human errors collided with a lot of significant, chronic and critical weaknesses and deficiencies of the state. He then pointed to page 116 of the report, where it is mentioned that though the government was present at the scene since the first hours after the accident, no one was acting in an official role, issuing orders. Ladies and gentlemen, let us also remind you that protests will be taking place across Greece tomorrow. This means that all ships will be docked and the vast majority of flights will not be operated. More specifically, in Athens, there will be no taxi service, save for some taxi drivers who will voluntarily and free of charge drive protesters downtown, and there will also be no buses. Public transport, specifically the metro and the tram, will operate from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pharmacies will be closed from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. Theaters, cinemas, nightclubs, stores, and a great number of restaurants and bars will also be closed throughout the day. In other news, Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis is in Abu Dhabi today, where he met with the President of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. Their discussion reportedly focused on bilateral economic relations and on international and regional developments, particularly Syria. It should also be noted that later today, the Greek Foreign Minister, George Gerapetritis, will be meeting with the U.S. Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, in Washington, D.C. Finally, back to Greece, 181 migrants were located this morning south of the island of Gavdos. The migrants were rescued by the Greek Coast Guard and transported to the island. That was all for today. Tune in again tomorrow for the only English language news bulletin in the country, and have a good afternoon.